sculptor has the honor of crafting the National World War I Memorial in Washington.
All right, Matt King went to his workshop in Mott Haven to see how it's taking shape.
It took Sabin Howard 750 hours over 10 weeks to finish a drawing.
This piece is called A Soldier's Journey.
18 months ago, Howard and a 25-year-old architecture student beat out 359 other teams for the biggest sculpture commission on the planet, a National World War I Memorial for Washington, D.C.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime project, not only for the scope, but also for the seriousness of the project.
And so Howard spent the last year in his studio in the same Bronx neighborhood where two stonecutters carved Abraham Lincoln for the Lincoln Memorial, not touching clay or pouring bronze, but taking more than 1,200 still photos of live models dressed as American soldiers, arranged in positions of suspended action. A challenge for a classical artist accustomed to sculpting Greek and Roman-style statues of individual figures.
And I transformed into an artist that was doing something very expressive, that talked about movement, the emotion, the drama of the story.
The assassination of an Austrian duke in 1914 triggered a series of reactions through a web of alliances that launched the world into a war that would kill 20 million people, topple empires, and set a new standard for modern warfare.
The kinetic energy increases in the battle scene.
The United States waited to enter the war until 1917, sending General Pershing's army to Europe a year later, where 100,000 Americans died, helping win the war for the Allies.
As the visitor walks along the wall, the scene changes. So you could tell a story that's a narration of the time sequence.
Howard plans to tell the story of the American experience in the Great War with a 65-foot-long, 10.5-foot-high bronze wall, from which emerged 38 different figures.
It's very important to tell a story that everybody would understand. Also a story that would be completely inclusive of all sectors of society, male, female, different races, different ethnicities.
To create the visceral reaction this sculptor desires from his audience to a monument of an event that took place 100 years ago, Howard believes requires a traditional art form. He must now present this 9-foot-long drawing to the Fine Arts Committee in D.C. for approval. Once approved, with the right team of sculptors, Howard believes he could complete this monument in 4 to 5 years.
She looks into the helmet, divining the future, which is World War II.
In Mott Haven, I'm Matt King, Fox 5 News.